Lewis County's manager uses the first meeting of the year with lawmakers to reflect on 2024 and look ahead to 2025. 7 News reporter Chad Charette live tonight with what Tim Hunt's message is. Chad.
Jeff, Tim Hunt gave lawmakers a fiscal checkup looking back at 2024 and predicting 2025. As for 2024, he said it was a year of challenges, and those challenges included summer storms.
The flooding events that we had here in Lewis County were very difficult for everyone, for the residents, for the county infrastructure. Trying to figure out how to manage that has been a lot, and it will be probably for the next couple of years.
On top of multiple costly and expensive storms that flooded Lewis County this past summer, the county had to contend with nationwide inflation. According to Lewis County Manager Tim Hunt, the county saw increased spending this year in both labor and equipment. Labor saw a 9.3% increase in spending. Equipment, which includes all of the county's machinery and vehicles, saw a 20% jump as a result of inflation.
Inflation has eroded everyone's standard of living. This is not a conversation about employee compensation. Insurance and retirement costs have hurt not only our employees, but it also hurts the county taxpayers.
To contend with rising costs, the county has been looking at downsizing. One method would be not replacing certain county staff after they retire. In terms of equipment, the county will analyze how much use each vehicle gets and will adjust the size of its fleet accordingly. Hunt tells 7 News that layoffs and pay cuts are completely off the table, however.
This is long-range planning, which I think we should all be doing, and that's trying to look at 2026's budget a year in advance and saying, what adjustments or changes do we need to make so that when we get there, we're in a good place.
For 2025, Hunt says expect county courthouse upgrades, fighting for looser laws for side-by-sides, and a push for the Rails to Trails program. Jeff?
Chad Charette, thank you.